Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you are doing well. Today I'm going to talk through my completed pages for the month and also flip through the new coloring books that I have. This first page is in Devotion Through Color, and there is a flip through of this in my coloring book collection video if you want more information, and I'll also link any book in this video in the description. The first page is actually for Valentine's Day. I saw this page when I did this one last month. You might have seen this in my January completed pages video. And I immediately knew I wanted to do this for Valentine's Day. So it is the verse, love your neighbor as yourself, Leviticus 19:18. And I just had fun with this. I didn't swatch the pinks. I just went for it and picked up the markers and went based off the caps. And sometimes I think that's really fun to just throw caution to the wind and just, pick a color, in this case, pinks, and then go with different shades. So I obviously did a more like peachy color, almost like a skin tone, and then filled in the little hearts with those. And then from there had brighter pops of pink and reds. So I really like this page. I don't really do much for Valentine's Day. My husband and I don't really do that much. So it just made me feel a little bit festive. I love a holiday and any excuse to celebrate or decorate. So that's the first page of this month. The next page is in Little Corner by Coco. This is one of my new books for this month. I bought it for my ink glitter marker video, which is the last video that I posted. And someone specifically asked me to test those markers out in a Coco book. And I have Girl Moments, but I've been wanting this one for a while. So I went ahead and used that opportunity to buy it. And the first page I did is actually possibly my new favorite page that I've done. Definitely one of my new favorites. I have a lot of different favorites, but this one I really like because there's not really one thing that sticks out that I wish was different, and that's really rare for me in my coloring pages. I really like the way the colors went. I think I did a much better job of sticking to a color palette and using the same pinks in the same family and the same greens and really spreading out the color. And I think that where I did use color, it was just the right amount. I used my colorless blender to add polka dots to these oven mitts, and I added little stripes to the cat. I love the way the cat turned out. I colored with my Jelly Roll pen and my Prismacolor fine liners. I colored and put a little magnet of a little paper on the fridge. And yeah, I really liked this one. And it reminds me of, I always think about when I was coloring a page. So it sparks memories like music for me almost. Or if I read a book, I'm the same way. I always think about when I was reading that book. And my mom had surgery this past week on her neck. And I went to visit her in the hospital, and when I was there, I colored this page as we were just talking, and she really likes seeing what I color. And so I was just talking to her, and again, this was a page where I didn't swatch it out. I just looked at my color swatches and my Ohuhu markers, and I just went for it. And I love when that ends up working in my favor and that it turns out how I like it. So yeah, I used only Ohuhu markers on this. And I also like it because it proves me that I can always work with my mistakes. So I started shading underneath this shelf and behind the pots and the mitts here. And it was looking really muddy and not realistic. I mean, obviously this is not realistic, but the shading just was off. And so I tried to adjust it, and I kept going out farther and farther, and you can see I pretty much filled in this whole area with a darker color, and I immediately regretted it. And I hate that because it was one of the it was obviously I was already to the shading phase, so everything was colored in. I loved the way it looks, and I felt like I completely ruined it. And so I was proud of myself because I was like, I can try to make the most of it. So I used the colorless blender and added stripes to the background. And I think that it's less noticeable. And even though you can tell a little bit, it kind of works that in the corner is a little bit in the shadows. So for all those reasons, this is one of my top favorite, if not my top favorite new coloring page. I just love it so much. I love the more detailed art like RJ Hampson. He's my favorite artist. But I can see why so many people love these Bold and Easy books because it's so satisfying and quick, and lower pressure. Like, I don't know, there's something about it that it just, there's just something about it. So anyway, I really loved this page and how it turned out, and it feels so cozy, and I am really excited to get more bold and easy books and experiment some more. This one is from my glitter marker video, and it was kind of just, again, a more for fun page. It was just for me to test out those markers, so you can see me coloring it in that video. But these glitter markers, I definitely have learned are more, for the sake of the video, I wanted to really put them to the test. But moving forward, I'm only going to use them to embellish. Somebody commented that putting them as ornaments on Christmas trees and things like that would be better. And I definitely think that that's wonderful. Like, if I would have just done this flower, for instance, glittery, or that bow, I think it would have made a lot bigger of a statement. But it's just kind of a lot as is. And then also the marker splattered here. So yeah, it was just a page more for fun. And then as it's been sitting, and when I move around the book, the glitter's gotten on the matte parts too. So yeah, it was just for that video, but it's still a fun page. The next one is In Girl Moments by Coco. Like I said, I've been loving the Bold and Easy. And this one I did on a road trip with my husband, actually. So there's a few places where it went out of the lines a little bit because I was on the road. But I really liked the way it turned out. I have been gaining a lot of confidence with just going with it with colors. And like I said, not swatching as much and just trusting myself and not putting so much pressure on it. Kept with the blues and the yellows and then the oranges, and tried to keep everything kind of in the same family. And it's also the first time I've ever colored a girl's hair with black. So that's different than anything I've done. So I really liked the way that it turned out. And again, this reminds me of my trip to the beach with my husband for my birthday. And this book, there is a flip through in January's completed pages video if you want to see that more in depth. The next book is Daydreams by Gabi Wolf. And this one I have a flip through in my coloring collection video, my coloring book collection. And this is a page that I saw, and from the moment that I first flipped through this book and saw this page, I knew in my mind visually what I wanted it to look like. So like I said, this month I've really been just kind of going with it with colors. I still love my color catalogs, but I've been enjoying just jumping into it and not spending so much time planning it out, the colors. So I knew visually what I wanted all this to look like, minus these. And I do wish I maybe did these. My sister said maybe coral would have looked nice, and I agree. I think coral would have been a really nice color for those. I don't know how I feel about the purple, but I still really like the page. I think too that the bottle is a little bit darker than I would in my mind was picturing, but I wasn't sure what to do the outline of a glass bottle in, that was a little bit odd. But I love this page, and I played around with the light technique of putting yellow and it radiating, and I think the light bulb, the way that the blue blended with the yellow was really beautiful. So I think this is a really cute page, and it was quick and easy, and I'm excited to do more in this book. Next, I did a couple of mandalas in my Volume 1 mandala book by Color It. This has a flip through in my January completed pages video as well. I got this for Christmas. And the first page, I played around with blending. And the color palette I did for this is number 468. And it used these Ohuhu markers. And again, I thought this turned out really pretty. I just love doing these before bed as really low pressure and just repetitive and easy. So I really enjoyed this one. And then the other one I did is pastel. So this one is the color palette 384. And the Ohuhu markers are right here. And I love this too. I think that it's really pretty, and I'm really excited to do more in this book. I just love picking a color palette, taking just those 5 or 6 markers to bed with me, and coloring a little bit each night to put myself to sleep. It's so relaxing and hypnotizing almost. I just love it so much, especially when I'm watching TV or something. I can just completely zone out. It's so mindless. So I love this book. The last page that I did this month is in a new book, Garden Corners, Bold and Easy by Hikaru Kotz. I'm not sure. I always mispronounce names, but you can see it there. And again, I'll link everything in the description. But I'm so excited about this book, and I'll do a flip through. But I just did this one last night, and it was super quick and easy. Again, I just kind of went for it. And that was just kind of the theme of my month. And I think it turned out really cute. I did more muted colors, and I could not for the life of me picture what a hedgehog was colored like in my head. But I just looked at my swatches and I was like, that seems right. So hopefully that's accurate. But if not, it's okay. He's still a cute little guy. So that is the last page of this month. I didn't do as much as I would have liked, or as much as I usually do. Last month was just because work was crazy. But this month was because work has also still been busy. But my niece actually she's been calling me her coloring buddy for a while now. But I sat with her and let her try my markers for the first time. And she really surprised me with how gentle she was and how well she stayed in the lines. And she really took good care of the markers. I watched her the whole time. So I bought her some Cali Art markers, like off-brand Ohuhu, and gave those to her. And she has been loving coloring. And so I spent a lot of time with her, watching her and helping her and teaching her different stuff about alcohol markers, and just really enjoying that time with her. So for that reason, I don't have as many pages, but I'm hoping to have more in March. I'm going to really try to lean into it and have some more. But yeah, I also, because I bought her coloring books, I don't have as many books this month, but I still have 3 to flip through. So let me go ahead and show you the first one I'm most excited about. Oh, and in case anyone is curious, these are the colors that I used for the page I just showed. I'm going to try to be better next month as well on writing down more specifically the markers I used and the color palettes for every page, just in case anyone's curious, because I love seeing that. And if I really love a page that someone else has done, I love seeing the markers that they used and the colors, because sometimes it pushes me to use markers that I never would have otherwise. The first book I got this month is not in my language. I'm not sure if this is Chinese, or I don't know. If any of you know, let me know. But on Amazon, it's titled something like The Beautiful Gardens of Green Ivy or something like that. But I saw this front page, the cover, a while back, and I just thought it was stunning. And I really wanted to try it, but I was intimidated because it's one of the books that has a demonstration or an example on the left. And I was just intimidated by that because I'm like, well, this obviously isn't alcohol markers. I think it's watercolor. And I, didn't know how it would look with that. But if you saw my video from last month with my completed pages, you would have seen that I got a book with different storefronts from around the world, and it had watercolor examples on the left. And I actually really liked, again, not having to pick the colors and having it for me. And it taught me a lot while coloring of where to shade. And sometimes colors look like one thing on a swatch sheet, and then when you actually use them, you're like, I never would have thought to color that with that color. For instance, on the page that I was showing you earlier, this right here on my swatch sheet looked like a gray. And I really was staring at it for a while because I was looking for a muted purple to match the vibe of these two. And I swatched that one and I was like, that's kind of a purpley color. And then now next to this, it's like, oh yeah, obviously that looks purple. But sometimes it can trick your eyes and play mind games with you. So I don't know, there's something about trying to find the color to match when there's an example like this that helps me look at and pick up different markers that I never would have. I don't know if that makes sense, but let me do a flip through for you. How stunning is this? I'm going to use an app and translate this, but basically this book has the different 4 seasons. I haven't even creased it yet, so sorry about that, but I'm going to go through and translate this and look at it. But basically it has spring, summer, autumn, winter. And I'm so excited about the spring. I don't know about you guys, but this week the weather's just been beautiful and I couldn't be more excited. I can't wait to see what this says. So I'm definitely going to look into that. But basically it's got the different seasons, obviously. And some of these images I am just blown away by, and they're stunning to me. So, of course, oh, I just noticed that they're perforated. I didn't know that. So, I will need to go backwards to front, just like I did with the storefront book, because if I was to color on this, I would destroy this page and it would mess me up. So, what I've decided is I'm about to go into spring, of course. So, the first page I'll do is this one. And if it bleeds, it's not a big deal because there's nothing here. And then I'll just work back to front. So I won't be able to pick a random page unless I'm doing colored pencils. But I think that it's worth it because I love this book so much. It's also pretty thick. I mean, look at that, this summer page. It's got quite a variety too. Look how cute this bakery is. I mean, these images I just could not pass up on. And it's, like I said, it's got such a variety. I haven't done a proper flip through on my own, so this is so wonderful to see. Sorry, I should have been turning these pages sideways. But I'm just trying to give you a general view. If there's a page you like, feel free to pause and look at it for longer. It's so beautiful that the autumn ones have more muted colors and the summer's vibrant and the spring is more pastels, and I just love that. Look at that one with them looking through the leaves. Oh my gosh. I love the patchwork and stuff on these too. Okay, and then we're finally at winter. This was one of my favorites. Gosh, I just love that quilt. And that will be amazing practice for me to learn different florals and how to draw florals. A little bit of Christmas. I love the big birds too. Oh, that's stunning. Gosh, so pretty. And then back here, there's some kind of like stationery pieces. So it looks like it's letters. But I don't know, because this has the same image as what's over here, but it is like the opposite page. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you were to take this out and write a letter, it would have two different images. I don't know if they're supposed to go together or what. And then I just saw this earlier today. I don't know what these little characters are for, little clothes. There's nowhere to put them or use them, so I'll have to see what that says. Oh, I guess it's just for her, different clothes for her to wear. Wow, that's cute. Maybe I'll have to do that for my niece. But how neat is that? And then this, I don't know. This book just screams stunning to me. And the cover is very thick and nice. The paper is pretty thick and nice as well. And it's, again, just a book like nothing that I have. So I'm so excited about this. I'll link it in the description. Next is Little Corner. So excited about this one. I'm sure you've all seen it because it's everywhere, but it's so cute. A lot of these pages remind me of, I think it's called Adorable Towns or Adorable City. That's another book that I've been wanting for a long time and just haven't done. But the way that these buildings are what is being served here, or it goes with the theme, is just like that book. If you've seen that book, you know what I'm talking about. This just reminds me of that. Same thing here. The storefronts. Okay. So that is Little Corner by Coco Y. The last book I got this month is Garden Corners, which I already showed you briefly. This is similar to Coco Y.'s Into the Gardens, I think it's called. I was going to get that book because I'm excited about spring, and then I saw this one pop up, and I actually liked the art in it a little bit better. And I like that it's really simplified. It's bold and easy, of course, but it's even more simplified than my other Coco Y books. Like the Hedgehog page, this is one of my favorites. The Hedgehog page I did really quickly. And like, I think it might have been less than 2 hours. And so it's just so satisfying to just do a bunch of bold and easy pages like that. It makes you feel like you're getting a lot done, even though you're just coloring. There's something about it. I love this page too. There's the hedgehog one I did. Be beautiful for Easter. But see how simple this is? I could do that in 30 minutes to an hour, depending on how detailed I made it and how long I spent choosing the colors. This is similar to the page that I did in Gabi Wolf's book. This is the cover. I just love that goose. I love all the pages in here. Okay, and there is the back. Finally, it's not a coloring book, but I did just want to mention that I bought these glitter markers, which I already talked about. And like I said, there's a video on my channel, but I just wanted to mention them in case you didn't see that video, that these are really cool. And I think I'm going to really enjoy using them to embellish pages. But this is the company, it's Ink. And this set of 18 was $14, I want to say. And my niece was very excited about these too. But she just didn't quite understand though that they are water-based, so they rip up the paper, unlike alcohol. So I was having to help her extra with these. But anyway, that is everything from the month of February. Thank you so much for watching till the end. If you did make it this far, let me know in the comments what were your favorite pages and how many you got done this month. I would love to hear from you. I am, like I said, excited to hopefully get more out for the March video, because time just gets away from me and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's the end of the month. Not to mention that February is a few days shorter than the rest of the month. So also I have to take that into account. And February is a big month in my household because it's my birthday and my husband's birthday. And so it just ended up, I didn't get as many done, but that's okay. I still had fun, and I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself and just having fun with this channel. So thank you so much for joining me and coming along on this journey with me as I figure it out. I've got a new setup. This is a new desk. You can tell it's kind of glossy. I didn't think about that. I got it off Facebook Marketplace, but because it has a sheen on it, the ring light shows more. So I'm still going to play around with settings and stuff, but I'm in my office now, so hopefully the cars are not as loud that pass my house. So I'm definitely playing around with some things and really excited for what's in store for this channel. I do already have some videos pre-recorded that I'm excited to post soon for you, and hopefully get on a more frequent weekly schedule. So thank you again for being here, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye.